Hey there everyone, I'm revealing every page I colored in January, and I'm so excited to share each page with you. Be sure to stick around to see which were my favorites and not so favorites and the reasons why. You'll also find out how many pages I colored and how many books I colored from. So let's dive into my colorful magic. Let's go! This gumball machine is one of my favorites because of all the bright colors that I used on it and the glitter accents. But it also reminds me of being a kid and seeing these machines at the front of some of the stores where I was staring at all those bright, colorful gumballs, desperately wanting to get one out. And even though my parents wouldn't let me have them very often, I can still remember the excitement of turning that knob and hoping for my favorite flavor, even though they were hard as a rock. So this page was definitely a good reminder of my childhood. I love this treehouse because of all the different levels, and I would have loved to have had one of these as a child, and it reminded me of a childhood wish that really never came true. And the reason it did not come true is because we did not have enough big trees in our yard to even hold such a thing. And as I was flipping through the pages that day trying to find something to color, I just remember coming across this page and thinking, I need to color that because that was a wish I had as a child. So I really enjoyed coloring this one. And unicorns were one of my favorites as a child. I did have a unicorn theme going on in my room. I had matching bed sheets and curtains with purple unicorns on them. And purple is one of my favorite colors still to this day. So this one was actually fun to color. It was a little different. This design is a unicorn, but it's a mix of what looks like maybe a dragon and some other things. The background on the page was already black, so I just filled in the white elements on the page, and I'm not really sure what the little green character is. I had a hard time figuring out how to color that and what each piece was on that character. But just because I like unicorns, I enjoyed this design, and I added a little bit of white for the dots. I guess that's snow. And just tried to mix the purple elements together with the blues, and it came out pretty good, I think. This coloring page with the girl on it was just one of the ones that was not my favorite. It looks okay, but for some reason I'm not a fan of coloring people. I have trouble with doing skin tones and hair colors, and it's just not something that I've really mastered yet or even tried to master. So I still tried to color it because I don't do a lot of designs with people on it. But maybe that's something I can keep working on and get a little better on in the future. And this scene was another one that was not one of my favorites either. And I simply colored this page because I did a video on choosing prompts out of a coloring jar. And so one of the prompts was a certain theme. And this was the only theme that I could really find to color on. So that's why I chose this page, and I just had a very hard time coloring it. I couldn't really find anything to enjoy about this picture because I was trying to make it dark. And in my mind I had a certain skin tone for this creature, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it, and I just wasn't enjoying coloring it anyway. I didn't put a lot of details in it because I just simply wasn't enjoying it, but to some it may look okay, but it just was not one of my favorites. And here are my monthly stats for January 2025 of the books and pages that I colored. There were several books that I didn't even touch, and I printed off a total of 12 pages just from online websites. And here's another breakdown of the pages that I colored in January. You can see that I colored in a total of only 9 books, and I did a total of 34 pages, which 12 of those were pages that I printed from online websites that weren't actually in coloring books. But I'm still very pleased with how many pages that I colored. I think it does make a difference when you're coloring if you're enjoying the elements that are on the page, because I can tell when I'm not enjoying the pages, like some of those in the Mythomorphia book that I simply picked just because I chose the prompt out of a coloring jar. If you don't enjoy it, it's not going to go together well, and it really does make a difference. So when you're picking coloring books, make sure you're picking things that you enjoy and you're not just picking a book just for the heck of it. Well, that's a wrap for all of my January coloring pages. I hope you enjoyed seeing these pages come to life and hearing about my favorites and even the ones that didn't quite hit the mark for me. But don't worry, the journey doesn't stop here. More colors, more creativity, and more fun are just around the corner.